Come on.
Coming up next, the Hornets taking on the Timberwolves. For Charlotte, it's been a trying start to the season. Wins hard to come by. Tonight, they'll try to get back on course. Timberwolves, Hornets, and back in a moment for the tip-off. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. So glad you could join us on this Saturday night. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy. And we've got Allen and checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. The wingmen, Edwards and McDaniel. Randall and Reed holding down the post spots. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 1 spot. And for the Hornets, they've got Kobe White. Bridges out there with Knipple. Then there's LaMelo Ball. Wow, with all the player movement this offseason, Coach, some teams are clearly still trying to build their chemistry.
Yeah, Kevin, but what's tough is you've still got to try to win games while you're building that chemistry, and that can be a tough balance. It takes time, which is why some organizations prioritize continuity.
Randall is screen on White. Here's Edwards. Knipple with the rebound. And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
I briefly spoke with Charles Lee. Coach and I talked about the difficulties playing against Anthony Edwards. He said, quote, usually you worry about his offense, but he's shown the last few years that he's a lockdown defender when he wants to be. That's something that we'll need to factor into our game plan. Ant's defense is now a concern for coaches as well. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, Allie.
Well, the ball runs through Edwards, and more often than not, he'll make good on it.
And he says, right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Outside Edwards. Floats it up for Reed. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
What a statement by Naz Reid, showing you what happens when his team is in rhythm like this.
And it's White missing. The Timberwolves have gone 2 of 3 here to start off the game. And Stan, the head coach, Chris Finch, bringing a culture of accountability to this Timberwolves team.
Yeah, Chris Finch challenges every player, Kevin, top to bottom. No sugarcoating Coach Finch's message, but at the same time, getting that buy-in that a coach has to have.
Ball against DiVincenzo. Lock at 6. Ball kicks to Bridges. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Their last game a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
Yeah, they got into a terrific flow offensively, but a lot of that was because the defense they were facing was mediocre.
Yeah, but even against weak defense, your execution still matters. Luckily, they were able to take advantage.
The Timberwolves have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Floats it up for Reed. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here.
And here's a look at some numbers for Randall. Great showing for him last season. Last season, he averaged 18 points per, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. And the phrase stats don't lie absolutely applies here. He's been a monster on the court for this team.
Yeah, look, he is truly the kind of player you build everything around. Your plays, your lineups, it's all about setting this guy up for success.
James, the pass to ball. And here is Bridges. The kick out to Ball. In the corner, it's James. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Here's Edwards, and Edwards with the stuff.
Well, talk about a guy who plays above the rim, Anthony Edwards.
James outside. No good with the triple. And here's McDaniels. He'll bring it up for the Timberwolves. And this is the first time matched up with the Hornets this season.
And just couldn't make the most of their meetings last year. Ended up splitting the season series.
Here's Edwards, and Edwards with the stuff.
Yeah, I really like when Edwards shows this kind of patience. allowing the play to develop over time.
Outside ball. Pass to Bridges. Jacks up a three. Drills the three-pointer.
And that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Greg, you talk about some players passing the eye test. LaMelo is one of those guys.
I mean, everything he does looks so easy with how he moves, and the numbers back up what the eye sees. He raises the level of his team whenever he's on the court.
Here's Bridges. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And the Hornets playoff drought continuing. Greg, their last postseason appearance, 2016.
Yeah, the rebuild grinds on, and last season their worst record in over a decade. We're hoping these new additions can help.
We expect nothing less. He's generally been very good at the line.
Randall with a screen for Edwards. Floats it up for Randall. Hammers the alley-oop through.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Well, this is why the fans are here. Each team trading blows, increasing the entertainment value.
Pass to Knueppel. Stolen by McDaniel. Jumps up. Randall outside. Timberwolves passing it around. DiVincenzo finds Edwards. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. The shot's good from DiVincenzo.
Excellent possession there. If you set up DiVincenzo, it usually leads to points.
And a timeout called by Charles Lee. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. Some changes for Charlotte. Diabate's checked in, and it's Williams in for Knueppel. 55 seconds left to play in the first quarter. James, a screen on McDaniel. Pass to Diabate. Whistle blows. That's going to be a travel. Green, he's checked in for Trey Mann. Timberwolves leading by 4. Well, Greg, I'm sure their coach is very pleased with their offensive flow right now.
I mean, it's harder than it looks to get it going like this. Now they just have to maintain it.
Well, that was unbelievable. Not many guys can do what Ant-Man just did.
For Charlotte, they've gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Reed with a screen for Edwards. Over Green. Edwards, no good.
Well, that one should be in his wheelhouse, but just off the mark.
Bridges dishes to Green. Pass to James. Puts up a deep 3. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for the Minnesota Timberwolves. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. We'll get you back to the action after this break. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Timberwolves?
Well, the way they've been attacking inside is phenomenal. Consistently getting high percentage looks, and that's what great offenses are all about.
And guys, they've also done a great job generating offense from their defense, forcing turnovers and making the defense pay for those mistakes.
So on the floor for Minnesota, guard and off guard, filled by DiVincenzo and Edwards. Top of the forward, it'll be McDaniels and Randall. And it's Reed in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Took the opportunity when he saw it. James has got 6.
It's those kind of passes that bring up the entire team's confidence.
McDaniels gets a wide open look. Good, and the assist goes to Edwards. Edwards got 6 assists here tonight. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. On the wing, James. And it's the Hornets, another 3.
and they're shooting really well from long range this quarter. They should keep looking to the three-point shot for some extra offense.
Outside Edwards. And the Timberwolves hit again from deep.
I love how competitive Edwards is. He relishes getting revenge like this.
On the wing, Bridges. No good on that one. Nice defense from McDaniels. Edwards looking it over. Pass to DiVincenzo. Shot clock at 5. Driving, it's Edwards. And Edwards with the stuff.
Well, it might not be fair, but most nights we expect Edwards to put up big scoring numbers.
Timeout.
That's what you ask of your stars.
And a timeout called by Charles Lee. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guy. Ball's checked in for Charlotte. Kobe White comes in for Trey Mann. Here's Diabate. No scoring in this one. It's deflected. And so the ball's out of bounds. Reed touched to left. With this stoppage in play, we have a chance now to show you which teams led the league in three-point percentage last year. In fourth, the Timberwolves.
Well, last season, what stood out about this team was their three-point shooting. They shot a very high percentage from distance.
Just 4 to shoot. Here's Bridges. Charlotte no good that time either. Timberwolves leading by 10. Outside Edwards. Pass to DiVincenzo. Edwards kicks to DiVincenzo. Good, and the assist goes to Edwards. Edwards got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. The key thing, Coach, that Donte DiVincenzo brings to a team is that coveted 3-and-D skill set.
I agree with that, Kevin, but he brings so much more. He can now play off the dribble and make plays for others, and I think the most underrated thing on a lot of players who become great is Donte DiVincenzo is both very smart and very tough.
And I love the tenacity, guys. He simply can will his way into games at times and exert his presence.
Count that one. And the Timberwolves lead has been cut down to 10 on the bucket from Ball. Edwards against Ball. McDaniels a screen on Ball. Edwards drives in. That one goes. Count it. Edwards got 9 points now in the quarter.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Williams, that's good.
And he found a perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Edwards passes to Randall. Edwards with the screen for Randall. From deep. And there's Edwards on the assist from Randall. Edwards got 24 points.
Well, they have leaned on him offensively with good reason. Efficiency will help you win a lot of games.
Back to Ball. It's stolen by Edwards. And he goes big with the dunk right over LaMelo Ball.
Yeah, Edwards has some big bounce in his step.
White looking around. Pass the ball. 6 on the shot clock. That one, no good. Great D that time from Edwards. There's 1:40 left to play here in the half. And the Timberwolves hit again from deep.
Well, it doesn't matter where he is on the court. If Edwards likes a look, he's going to take it.
Here's Ball. Looks good, is good. Bucket number 4 from the field. He's taken only 6 shots.
Well, he's playing great tonight, but not quite well enough to carry the entire team. They need to find some other contributors.
Here's Edwards, and it's blocked. Now Now here's White. Nothing on the board. Bridges, no one around him. Off target from three-point range. Now here's Edwards. He's covered closely. Randall with a screen for Edwards. Floats it up for Randall. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And how about the combination of power, skill, and balance? Randall gets it done above the rim on that one.
Pass to Diabate. And he throws it down hard with one hand.
And no doubt, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. DiVincenzo hits the bucket.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Here's Ball. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
No looking back. Ball knows once he starts moving, he's got to go all the way.
Edwards with the screen for McDaniel. Hands it from downtown.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from there.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And we'll be right back after this.
Good evening, everybody. Can you guess what we're starting the show with? Wow, you guys are good. Time for the power rankings.
You know, right now for Minnesota, they hold the best record in their conference. That alone accounts for their lofty perch in the rankings.
And turning our attention back to that first half of action, guys, Anthony Edwards was in complete control.
In general, Ant plays mean. You look at some of his dunk, and it's like he's picking up the defender and putting him right through the rim.
Yeah, he plays with some bad intentions. Scary guy to face, I would assume. Thank you for being with us. Now let's send it to Kevin Harlan for the second.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. You know, Anthony Edwards has been exceptional here, guys.
Well, with a double-double in hand through 2 quarters, you can just imagine what his stat line will look like at the end of this one.
Well, he's already put in a full day's work. They might want to lighten the load on him in the second half.
So, GA Coach Charles Lee of the Hornets, spending a decade as an NBA assistant coach. He has really paid his dues.
Yeah, 4 years with the Hawks, 5 in Milwaukee, part of that title team. 1 in Boston as well, another title. So he's been a part of winning, now trying to translate that to Charlotte.
Bridges out there with Knipple. Then it's White, then it's Ball. So that's the lineup for Charlotte. Now, let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
Thanks a lot, guys. Kobe White becoming an offensive focal point, saying it means a lot that my coaches and my teammates trust me. The only thing that can prepare you for this is going through it. For me to become the player I want to be, I need those moments. It's all part of the learning process and the journey. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Allie, as always, we thank you. Hornets trail by 18. And here's White, still without a basket. Launches a 3. That one doesn't go.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
He's been in total control offensively, and the defense has had no answers.
The Timberwolves shooting their first free throw of the night here.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws, so those are numbers you'll be happy with.
Back to Ball. Three-pointer. Charlotte no good that time either. And here's Edwards. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. A 21-point lead, the biggest in the game. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. A three for DiVincenzo. The Hornets pull it in.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Here's the screen. Down low. Stolen by Reed. And now the Timberwolves on the break. McDaniels with the ball. Defended by Knipple. Here's Edwards. Banked in off the glass. Edwards got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, when Edwards gets this hot, all an opponent can hope to do is limit the damage.
A timeout called by Charles Lee. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two.
Let's see the stat sheet here on Miles Bridges. Last season, he played outstanding. He's averaged 20 points a game, 7 rebounds and 4 assists. Just a fantastic scorer off the bench. Always a factor in every game he plays.
Yeah, look, you need that kind of punch off the bench. Someone who can help shoulder the offensive load.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Up top, Edwards. Light covering. No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. And again, it's Minnesota converting. Every coach has their own philosophy, but Stan, you were telling me that it might not always align with their team style of play.
Yeah, look, Kevin, I think there's a difference between philosophy and style of play. And I think what you have to understand, philosophy are those immutable things that you think will win games regardless of the style. So that'll never change, but your style has to be fitted to your personnel. Suffocating defense to keep the layup from falling.
Out left to the wing. Pass to White, and it's Ball in the corner. And again, the Hornets missing.
Well, he continues to make the effort, but the results just aren't there this quarter.
Edwards kicks to McDaniels. For 3, trains the three-pointer. McDaniels got 11 points.
And when McDaniels is hitting this, look out, because it opens up everything else for him offensively.
Charlotte calls timeout. And the Hornets making a change here. James is checked in. Well, let's take a look at last year's top scorers. The 4th spot held by Anthony Edwards.
And looking back, his points per game really underscored the fact that he never took a game off. I mean, one special performance after another all season long.
On the wing, Bridges. He's defended by Randall. DiVincenzo against Ball. Charlotte no good that time either.
All the energy is on the other side right now, and every miss just makes it worse.
Their body language does not look good right now. They're deflated and unable to stop this run.
Ball feeling it out a bit. Bridges passes to James. And it's Ball in the corner to end the run. The shot misses.
Well, he hit a couple of threes in the first half, but none since then.
Stan Naz Reid is a much-beloved player with the Timberwolves, the 2024 Sixth Man of the Year award winner.
Yeah, he is, Kevin. I'm not sure the fans in Minnesota love anyone more than they love Naz Reid, not even Anthony Edwards. They appreciate his consistency, the effort he brings every night, the energy, and yeah, the charisma on top of all the skill.
And he goes big with the dunk right over LaMelo Ball.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Absolutely. They're playing their game and executing at a real high level. Everything is working for them right now.
Bridges misses.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
And here's Edwards from the arc. And another 3 for Minnesota.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Look, when the three is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
Minnesota's gone 4 of 6 from three-point land since the start of the second half. Left side, Reed. Back to Edwards. Randall kicks to Edwards. And James pulls it down. They're having trouble stopping this run.
And the more trips they continue to come up empty, the more the pressure builds on them.
6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Bridges outside. They get it again. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
Now in for your Hornets, Diabate.
And the Timberwolves with possession here. Outside for Randall. Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He ends up dropping in 2 from distance, making a difference from long range in this one. Back to the action in just a minute. And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And a look at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the 4th. Randall and Reed holding down the post spots. Guard and off guard, filled by DiVincenzo and Edwards. And it's McDaniels in at the 3, the small forward. 5 on the clock. James sets the screen for Ball. Great D that time from Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
Among the best athletes in this league, Anthony Edwards taking flight.
And so White will bring it up for the Charlotte Hornets. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
Pass to Randall. 4th quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Edwards finds McDaniels. Shot clock at 6. Timberwolves passing it around. Pulls up. Good, and the assist goes to Edwards.
Well, look, you want to put your guys in a position to succeed. McDaniels is more comfortable operating off the catch than he is initially.
And that'll be 2 free throws. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
After the review, the ruling on the floor is overturned.
Personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Pass to Diabate. DiVincenzo against White. Fires the 3. Minnesota with the rebound. Edwards got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Randall outside. Knocks down the 3 ball.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
White against DiVincenzo. White the pass to Williams. They can't stop the run with that one. The Timberwolves have gone a perfect 4 of 4 to start the final quarter. Can't ask for anything more than that. Outside Edwards. And another assist for him.
That makes 15 assists.
He's been one step ahead of the defense all game long. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Ball kicks to White. To the middle. Here's Diabate.
For a center, he's maybe undersized, but his ability to get in the air to make a play balances that out.
Outside Edwards. No good from outside. Charlotte's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Ball no good.
Well, he's trying to shoot his way out of it from distance, but look, he's got to find something easier.
And here's Edwards from the arc. Good on the three-point shot. Edwards got 51.
Yeah, what a play right there. Got his man tumbling to the floor and then the balance to knock it down.
My goodness, he certainly got the defender with that move. My ankles are hurting all the way over here.
Ball with a wide open look, and the three ball is good.
Well, that's now his third triple of the game, first here in this second half.
Ball against Edwards. And again, it's Minnesota.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Yeah, he's leaving no doubt in this one, doing everything he can to slam the door on a comeback.
Ball, the pass to Williams. Now White.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
It's stolen by Randall. It's Edwards on the wing. He's covered by Ball. McDaniels kicks to Edwards. Greg, one thing that doesn't show up in the box score, and maybe should, screen assists. They're a big part of the game.
Without question. I mean, the art of setting a great screen, I think, is underappreciated. Giving those guys their just due with the screen assist on a made bucket is, I'm fine with that.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Timberwolves.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Anthony Edwards.
He did it all tonight, making an impact with more than just his scoring. How about the fact that he got a triple-double?
James, and it comes off the front of the rim. And here are the Timberwolves. Edwards passes to DiVincenzo. Edwards inside.
Yeah, they've sucked the energy out of this arena. Tremendous effort on the road.
Yeah, and winning games on the road is huge, especially when you get them in such a convincing fashion.
Now White, so it's Minnesota winning this one easily. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And that about wraps it up. Here with Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, I'm Kevin Harlan, signing off for this presentation of NBA basketball. And as we leave you, we give you our player of the game, Anthony Edwards.